All right, good afternoon, class. Uh, I never thought we'd get to this point where I am doing my last YouTube presentation for the course. And first and foremost, it's been an awesome experience, and let's dive right into it. The topic of the day is pretty much asking to reflect on my definition of leadership and how it has changed and how that has influenced the change, or have I kept it the same. My definition of leadership have not changed. I believe as a leader, you have to have certain characteristics and attributes, and as a military company commander, some of the attributes that I've always held myself to a higher standard is, number one, you have to be able to lead by an example. You have to be able to extend beyond the chain of command. What I mean by extend beyond the chain of command is go above and beyond to help a soldier or to help your counterparts so they can understand the task and the purpose of the mission that you are giving them, or the mission that you are disseminating to your subordinates. And you have to have a domain knowledge. You have to have a domain knowledge that is very, very critical. You have to have a good understanding of the product that you are pushing out to the soldiers to be able to accomplish that mission. You have to have a sound judgment. You have to have the mental agility to be able to work through any situation that you might have. And to kind of tie this and the causa and the positive view on leadership is I have sort of broke it down, in my strength and my weaknesses as far as causing and positive view on leadership is. And personally, I think that I have an excellent ability to influence others and set a good example for them. I have always played a role of modeling the way the group members, be my family or the classmate or sports group or societies. I have sort of held myself to a higher standard. And another one is I believe that I have the ability to inspire a shared vision. I have the ability to gather facts and turn them into a vision. I help others in that vision. If you can remember the story of a cadet that came to cadet training in the summer of 2013. If you remember that story, and that's my my take. That is my view of inspiring a shared vision in others. I challenge people to, I tap into people's potential to bring out the best in them. And I always tell myself something before I push down information, or before I push down a task or mission down to the unit. The first thing I ask myself, if I am on the receiving end, do I understand the product that's been put out? And from the information that I have, can I accomplish that task, or can I accomplish that mission to the best of my ability, or can I accomplish that mission to the T? And I believe, using that approach, it has helped me, and I have been successful at it, and it hasn't failed me yet. And another one that I like to point out is just enabling others to act. And that is very, very important as a commander, because some commanders or some leaders, they kind of fumble on this part. They feel as though that they have to do everything they have to do everything all by themselves. And one of the most important aspects of being a company commander in our Army unit is that's that word that we call teamwork. That's that word that we call togetherness. That's that word that we call bringing up the weakest link. We are as strong as our weakest link. So I have tried to galvanize and bring everybody together and help them out, so we are all on the same level playing field. And you know, throughout my years, I have endeavored to help others to act, you know, my subordinates, my counterparts, they sort of kind of have named me the fixer, because I ensure that everything is done the right way, and everybody you know, participate and give their maximum effort. And you know, I think that's one of the things that that my soldiers appreciate about me the most. And the last but not the least is I encourage the heart. I always value the contribution of others, because I believe great accomplishments are made through the small ideas that we choose to ignore. And you know, of this leadership, of all this leadership attributes that I have outlined, that Posner and Kauzis have identified as leadership traits. I believe my biggest one is try to enable others to act and bring people together and for the greater good of, you know, accomplishing a mission. And you know, and of course, for every good thing, there's always a bad thing. And I believe, you know, one or two of my downfall when it comes to the Posner, Kosner and Pauses, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. When it comes to those assertion of how leadership was supposed to work, you know, one of my biggest weaknesses is the fear of making mistakes, because I am a perfectionist and I get overly paranoid when a plan is being put together. I get so paranoid that, you know, granted in the military, chaos is the first, middle, and last name. So when you plan something, that does not mean your plan will come to fruition when it comes to execution phase. But as long as for every most probable course of action and for every most dangerous course of action, you have a plan to mitigate that, and to get your plan, or to get, you know, the bulk of your plan, to get it back on track. So, you know, soldiers or your counterparts, or, you know, or the people that are, you know, that are influenced by the plan, or that are influenced by the decision of the plan that you put together, they don't completely lose confidence in you, and they don't completely lose faith in a plan. And more so, they don't completely lose plan in your present plan, because it can sort of you know, goes into or bleed into the next plan that you might have in the future. So that's one of my fear, you know, of the Kauzis and Posner list of practices, and that sort of embodied how a leadership is supposed to supposed to conduct him or herself, or how a leader is supposed to conduct him or herself. So you know, that's my view on, you know, what an effective leader is. And my reference again was taken from the causes and positive list of practices. And once again, it's been a hell of a ride. It has been an awesome 8 weeks. I have had, great, nothing but great learning and teaching moment out of this course. And it has made me a better leader. It has made me a better company commander, and it has made me a better person. So, I have appreciated all of our forum posts and all the responses to, that I get from my post, and the ones that I read and I respond to. It kind of makes me, it kind of gives me a better understanding of how everybody thinking mode, how they are formed, and how everybody, think about different situation, think about different topic, and apply to either, a true live event or something that they were, sort of impacted in, or something that they had something to do with or without, and like I said, I'm gonna stop rambling on. It's been an awesome 8 weeks, and thank you to all my course mate, and thank you to you thank you to you too, Professor, and signing out.